Welcome back everybody, Sive is here with the ForexPeaceArmy.com. Let's update our view on euro currency. So, in general, on Friday we talked about this. We said on Friday morning that since market was not able to break the triangle up and can't actually keep going higher, we said be prepared for a downside performance. Yes, maybe we can't predict the so strong downside action that we see here. At the same time, I would say that it's really some strategy has happened here. All in all, the forex market and other financial markets, including bond market, hasn't heard too much from this collapse, at least compared to the Bitcoin and the commodities. So somebody actually is trying to search some single factor that has triggered this drop, but there actually might be a few of them. It could work on the different stages. For instance, by some reasons, nobody mentioned the strong PPI inflation that we've got right on Friday. It was significant increase in PPI numbers. I wouldn't say that it has become the determinant factor, but it could trigger the initial reaction. So it might be starting point, and then just triggering on the stops, adding some other factors and demand for the liquidity, and that everything has dropped. At the same time, the picture that we see here with this so strong downside action, well, makes it a bit difficult to go against it, right? Especially if you take a look not only on daily chart, but also if you take a look at weekly chart, you'll see the huge gravestone doji. And psychological, it's really not very attractive to go against it, right? So appearing of such a pattern, it suggests that we could get even deeper retracement down. So that's why currently, despite that we have nominal bullish trend, as on the weekly chart, as on the daily, so you can see. Personally, I do not want to argue and go against this possible move. So, and prefer to get something on the back before thinking about taking a long position. And from that standpoint of view, I prefer to watch for support area. So somewhere around 1770, we have this support cluster starting from the 1770 up to the 1830. And when market, even if it will keep going slightly lower, our sold level will come a bit closer. So we could get relatively good background where it will be relatively safe to at least to think about taking a long position if we will see something bullish. At the same time, taking in consideration the pace of this collapse, I wouldn't exclude the situation if we will get the downward retracement deeper, somewhere to the maybe even 170 and 1650 area. It's also possible. So we will see. Currently, our task is to assess the chances on the possible position taken around this level. Since the collapse stands relatively strong, we need to increase the scale, so it makes no sense to consider support levels on the fall time frame chart, but instead of that, we just keep an eye on the possible targets. So you can see we were correct on the breakout of the triangle on Friday, and this ABCD pattern point on the two targets. First one stands at the 1812, which is perfectly agrees with our support area that I have mentioned, around 118. And second, that we will not consider currently, but it stands around 117. Let's first be focused on this one. Despite that, maybe market later could keep going lower, and the first touch of this point, we have good chances to get the bounce. So from that standpoint of view, I think that our plan suggests first is waiting for reaching of this level. Second is monitoring for possible minor small bullish patterns on hourly chart around it. If we will get something, it will be relatively safe trying to take the long position. I wouldn't say that will be definitely the reversal, although it also might happen. But chances on the pullback here to get some moderate pullback that led us to move stops to the break-even and even get some result, I think that's there. These chances are not really bad. So that's the thing that we could consider. On the hourly chart, I do not see lots of interesting things. Just picture that confirms our suggestion. So once we saw on Friday this type of action, the market bounced, where we take an initial position, then return it back down, we said, and this pullback also has been raised, we said be prepared for a break. It has happened. Market entered in this range, reaching this 1870. And as we said, if market will hit 870, it automatically means that market will reach this target as well, because both of them stands in the same range. This range now is opened, so market easily could fluctuate inside of it. That's why these targets probably will be met in the beginning of the next week. So that in towards what we have currently on euro currency. Let's see what will happen. As a bottom line, speaking shortly, waiting for reaching of the big support on the daily. Second stage, watching for minor bullish patterns. If we will get it, discuss and consider taking a long position. That's the plan for next week.